I guess we'll have Cole Tally here in just a minute.
Oh, yeah, Connor. Yeah. Sit over there.
All right, guys, we got kicker Cole Tally here. We can start off with Ken and then we'll go over to Joe.
Hi, Cole. Ken McMillan from the Times Herald Record.
How are you, Ken?
Good, thank you. Cole, how you feeling coming into this season?
Feeling excited, ready to go. We had a great summer, the team. We did a lot of team building over the summer, summer school, summer training, things like that. Made it really exciting. I'm ready to get to work with these guys.
How critical are those things as far as developing a team and the camaraderie?
I think it benefits us in a huge way. Because for example, 2 summers ago, me and Spencer Jones were out and we were sleeping in the rain and we were freezing cold and we were close before, but now we're like that. And so, that's just one example, but going through all that training and stuff in the summer and whenever there's a lot of people here doing summer school, a lot of cadets, I should say, doing summer school, but we're very compact and we're usually all tight knit and put together. And I think we spend a lot of time together. We go eat together, things like that. It really builds team camaraderie and it really, I think it benefits us a lot in the long run.
Last spring, you and I talked about, the things you wanted to work on in your game and such. But just tell me, as a kicker, can you just pick it right back up? Or do you have to kind of have this quote spring training to get you ready?
Well, so every kicker's different. Like me, for example, I struggled with injury freshman year, and so I usually try to get more quality over quantity in terms of my reps. Some guys can just kick all day long, but my body's just not built like that. So, but yeah, you have to remain a sense of consistency with your training throughout the summer and the spring in order to maintain at the level of performance that you want to maintain at. I've made this comparison a lot because kicking is kind of in its own realm, and from the outside in, I can totally understand how it's hard to understand the ins and outs of it. So I would make the comparison with golf a lot, and it's essentially it's very similar in terms of you just got to have a straight swing and things like that. And if I'm really good at golf and then I don't golf for a couple months, then it's going to be tough to pick that back up. But I'm not very good at golf at all, so I usually just drive the golf cart around.
Colton, let me just ask you, if the season were to start today, are you ready? And have you done what's been more important this summer to you, finding that accuracy down the middle, or have you added some length?
So I think I think I'm ready. I'm excited to answer your first question. I'm excited. I'm excited to work with a new holder, Billy Belke. He's phenomenal, does a great job, works extremely hard at his job, and he's going to be punting too as well. He does a great job, and he works really hard, and me and him have really gained a respect within each other, not a respect, a level of trust within each other throughout the summer and the spring and things like that. And we even got some work last fall together too. But yeah, I'm excited for that. And whenever, to answer your second question, for my training this year, I think I just really tried to work on my consistency and in terms of distance and accuracy as well, because I mean, I think looking back at all of our field goals last year, I think the farthest one we attempted in a game was a 41. And so we typically hit those range of like 30 to 40-yard field goals. And so I was really working on that mostly throughout the summer. But kickoffs wise, yeah, I really tried to stay consistent in my kickoffs and try to get it. That was where I tried to increase my accuracy level with kickoffs, because it's really critical that we kick the ball in a certain spot on all of our kickoffs. So
Thanks, Cole.
yes, sir.
We'll go over to Joe.
Good afternoon, Cole. Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well, Joe. How are you?
Good, thanks. So, I know obviously you're the returning starting kicker with, field goals, kickoffs, the whole deal. Quinn Moretzky is back. There's a lot of young talent, some plebes in the program that we've heard really good things about. Talk a little bit about the whole kind of kicking squad and how you guys push each other in a positive way with inspiration and positive competition. And just comment on that a little bit.
So yeah, our room is extremely positive all the time. Even like we'll be kicking, we're competing. It's all healthy competition. Like guys will constantly, like I'm constantly, let's say I hit a ball and it doesn't have the specific rotation that I want on it or something like that. I'll turn around and I'll say, hey, what do y'all think I did on it? And guys will give me advice and things like that. And it's same way, vice versa. Like we all help each other in tremendous amounts of ways. And we like we watch film on everything, and guys comment on each other's like plant foot placement, or like, so I'm getting into the specifics, but it's we really do help each other out a lot. And these young guys are great. They're hilarious. They're really fun to be around, and it's nice. We've already built a pretty strong relationship with each other, and so I'm excited to get to the year.
Good stuff. Thanks, Cole.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll go one more for Ken for Cole now.
Hey, Cole, I wanted to ask you about the two aspects of kicking. It's one thing to be the field goal kicker, the PAT kicker, but you also do the kickoffs. I assume it's two different kind of approaches. And is it easy to kind of separate the two and be able to boom the kickoff, but also be accurate on the PATs and field goals?
So that's a really good question. They're a lot similar than one might think. I absolutely love kickoffs because it's essentially just controlled chaos. You just got to boom that thing, And so I love that. But they are very similar. You'll notice, like, if someone went back and watched the film, there's just very nitpicky things that are different about it. Like obviously the approach is longer, like towards the ball on kickoffs than it is on field goals. And then on kickoffs, you really lay into it. And so like you're usually landing on your kicking foot rather than, it's just a little nitpicky things, but it's very similar. And essentially it's not that hard to go from one to the other, but punting to kicking, that's a whole different story. Punting is, I have a lot of respect for punters because, and a tremendous amount of respect for the guys that are both punters and kickers at once, because that's a totally different type of swing. You'd have to talk to Billy about that one, but that's a totally different type of swing, and I just have a lot of respect for those guys.
Thanks, Cole.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
We'll have Quabina Bonsu in just a few moments here. So we're going to quarterback Jamel Jones here. We'll have Bonsu in after. So Joe, if you want to start us off for Jamel.
Sure. Good afternoon, Jamel. Joe Iacono with GoBlackKnights.com. First question, how's fall camp going for you so far?
Fall camp's going pretty good for all of us, sir. We could finally see the work that we put in the summer starting to pay off. Still, some little things we need to work on here and there, but overall, we like where we're at. We're not satisfied, of course, but we like the direction that we're going.
So I had the opportunity to have a really good interview with Coach Davis about 2 weeks ago now. And we went into depth on a lot of things. And, there were rumors out there kind of that TT had the lead at quarterback. And Coach Davis told me, in no uncertain terms, no, it's still a wide open competition. So with that being said, have you gotten a lot of reps so far in fall camp? How's your chemistry coming along with the B-backs and the slot backs and the option, as well as the wide receivers in the passing game?
Yes, sir. It's kind of the same thing, every year. We all just take our reps and we execute whenever we need to. But like we said, obviously, we don't think about the competition. We all just go out there and try to give our best effort, and there's no animosity in the quarterback room about anything. We all want to help each other out to be the best football team that we can be. And it doesn't matter who takes the first snap against Coastal Carolina. We know whoever's up there will be ready, and everyone has his back. So.
And last question for you, Jamel. What's the number one thing you're trying to personally work on with your game between now and that opener with Coastal?
Really just be more consistent with footwork. Some of the stuff that I struggled with last year, and just being able to go through my progressions really smooth. Just a lot of things that I struggled with last year. I want to be able to clean it up and be ready to go for game one. So,
thanks, Jamel.
Yeah, we'll go over to Ken.
Hey, Jamel, Ken McMillan from the Times Herald Record.
how you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. Jamel, just give me your thoughts about your progression as quarterback here at West Point. It's kind of been like almost like stop and start for you a couple times.
Yes, sir. It's definitely been a roller coaster ever since my freshman year. But like I said, really just want to get to that consistent point. I've had some highs, I've had some lows in this program, and this year I just want to see an upward trend. And I think I'm moving in the right direction. I have the right guys around me and guys that push me every day to be the best that I could be. So that's really just where I want to be going into my senior year.
What positive traits do you think you bring to this position?
Personally, kind of what's been in the past, just my way to just throw the ball. I just want to be able to do that and help the team out wherever I need to. But whatever Coach Monken needs me to do, I'll work on it. Whatever Coach Davis needs me to do, I'll work on it to be the best quarterback and the best overall teammate that is on this team.
What was it like to be out of the lineup, toward the end of the 2020 season? You had that injury. I think it might have been Mercer, but I can't recall. What was it like to be out of the lineup?
In the 2020 season, sir?
Yes.
It hurt, as a quarterback, you want to be out there with your guys, you want to be on the field and helping out wherever you can. But it definitely it showed me to take a step back. I'll personally say, after the Abilene Christian game, I kind of got a little too high on myself, wasn't really too humble about a couple of things. And just looking back, as a quarterback, you got to stay level-headed throughout the goods and the bad. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned from that whole situation. And I just want to bring what I learned from that year into this year and just keeping my body healthy as well. Obviously, the injuries have hurt me the past 2 years. So just being able to stay healthy and help the team out wherever I need to is that's what I'm working on.
Obviously, you were in a great role in 2020. Christian played great last year and Tyre. So it must have been, again, while you're fighting to get back in the lineup. And it's just like, there's only so many snaps in one football, right?
Yes, sir.
So has that fueled your motivation for this, which I believe is your senior year, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it definitely fuels me every day. I want to be out there with the guys. I want to be able to play and everything and help out wherever I need to. So just continue to take strides every day to do better than the day before, have a better practice than I did the day before, and just being able to overall execute in this offense. So that's the biggest thing.
And the last thing, talk about the quarterback room. You mentioned it earlier, but Christian's gone, Jabari's gone. So I imagine every year that room kind of changes a little bit. I don't think you guys are like totally consistent every year. So what's the feel there as far as just what's going on in there and the competition?
Nothing has really changed from the past. This is my first year without Christian and Jabari, so just being able to learn from those guys and apply some of the things that they did as a quarterback into the game now, and being able to just kind of pick. I think the biggest thing from Christian was just his mental side of the game. He was one of the smartest quarterbacks I've ever been around. And I think K, TT, and I, we've all picked up traits from each and every one of the guys that we've had before, including K-Hop. So that just being able to apply some of the stuff that we learned from them over the past years into our game has definitely been beneficial for us.
What do you want to take out of this year?
I just want us to be the best team we could be, just have a better season than last year, and just be able to execute and just be the best team overall that we could be.
Okay, we'll have defensive lineman Kwabena Bonsu here as our final cadet. You can raise your hand if you have a question. Ken, we can start off with you.
Hi, Kwabena. Ken McMillan from the Times Herald Record.
How you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. Thanks for coming in today. Kwabena, what goes into being a senior and a leader on this team?
I feel like the biggest thing is after just after all the lessons and everything that you've done here at the academy, and just being a part of this team. When you become a senior, now you start to focus on trying to uplift and like bring up the young guys. Trying to just instill as much as you can into them to help like develop the next generation.
Mm-hmm. You started quite a bit last year, especially toward the end. How valuable is that experience to your game?
It is great just to be able to play so many snaps, especially just seeing just how different offensive lines block up certain things. So it just helps me just work on my craft a little more and just be more proficient in my craft.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you do particularly well at your position, and what did you work on since last season?
I think I'm pretty quick out of my stance. And just being able to read blocks very fast. But after the end of the Missouri game, biggest thing I've been focusing on is just being able to just move quicker in uncomfortable positions and just being more efficient in my pass rush.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, what is the Andre Carter effect on your defense?
Yeah, Andre is definitely a plus factor. Having him on the edge, it definitely helps out the rest of the line, seeing how like his presence alone just guarantees, just forces other teams to have to block up certain schemes differently, which gives other guys, better chances to go in there and just make plays.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go over to Joe now, and then Sal will follow.
Hey, good afternoon, Kwabena. How are you doing today?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
Good. So you guys have a new coach on the defensive line, Sean Cronin, right? And
Yes,
what have you learned from him so far since he's been with the staff?
So Coach Cronin, I've been able to pick up a little bit from each one of the D-line coaches that we've had over the years. And Coach Cronin's kind of MO, I guess, is just really just the quickness of the hands, just being a lot more sound in our stances and just getting our hands on offensive linemen as fast as possible.
And I spoke with Coach Woody a couple of weeks ago, and he was really excited about the depth, specifically at your position at DE. You guys have a lot of talent coming back at that position, even a lot of new plebes in the system who are looking pretty good so far. Can you talk a little bit about just how you guys gel as a unit and kind of some of the guys that you expect to be sharing reps with and part of the rotation?
Yes, sir. So the biggest thing is having that much depth, there's only a certain amount of reps that we can give out, but it's one of those things where when one person takes a rep, it's like all of us do. And just when somebody makes a play at that position, everybody just gets excited for them. And it's one of those things where if they make a mistake, everybody comes together and they all give them a little coaching tip on what they can do to get better. But some guys I'm excited for is just like Austin Hill, Nate Smith, Chris Frey, all the young guys too, all the incoming freshmen like Andre Miller and Kyle Lewis, like two rising sophomores that are just about to get after it. Like I'm very excited to see those guys develop through their careers. And then just seeing how the new freshmen, the new plebes coming in. I know it's a little early, and their heads spinning a little bit coming into like, you know, D1 football. But
Right.
watching film, we can see a lot of things that they're doing well, a lot of things that, you know, you wouldn't expect them to be able to do at such an early time in their careers. But it's you know, it's very welcoming, and it's very very nice to see that, you know, they have that in their toolbox, and now we can just build off that, you know, and just make it even more scarier.
Good stuff. Thanks, Corbina.
No problem, sir.
Go over to Sal, to close us out.
Hey, Corbina, how are you?
Doing good, sir. How are you doing?
Good, good. What does getting an opportunity to play an extra season, play another season mean to you?
It's just it's one of those things where it's like just being a part of this program for so many years is one of those things where just being able to just be in the culture, be a leader of the culture, a steward of the culture, and just show the young guys what we want this team to be, how we expect this team to operate. Like, I take it as a great honor and a privilege that I'm able to like still be here and show the guys what right's supposed to look like, how they're supposed to do things, and just how to be a professional in this game that we're playing, and just also just being at the academy.
No doubt. What do you think more Nate Smith means to the defense this year? He's been more of a situational guy at times during his career, but maybe this year is a chance we see more of him on the field.
Yes, sir. So yeah, me and Nate going into off season, we spent a lot of time together, just working on our craft, and just seeing how he's been able to become a more complete, you know, defensive lineman. It's just something I'm just really excited for. You know, he was coming in sporadically throughout the games last year, but I think he's finally figured it out, and he's gotten to a point where he's a all-purpose, all-down type of defensive lineman, and I'm just excited to see what he can do once he gets out there and he finally starts letting it all hang out.
What are some of your goals that you want to accomplish in the preseason as we get closer to the opener against Coastal Carolina?
My biggest goal really is just making sure that our position group is just the most sound and most just sound and just well versed, that we know exactly what we're doing. I just want to make sure that everybody is as prepared as possible going into this first game, because once we get it to the point where everybody knows what they're doing, they're confident in what they're doing, they don't have to think about it. It's just a reaction then that's going to take care of everything else, and then all the other goals that we want to accomplish as a defense is just good. It's going to fall in line.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
No problem, sir. You guys have a great day.
All right, thank you, guys. That's all we got for today. We'll be back tomorrow with Coach Monken.